The death of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg has sparked a political battle. Should a new justice be confirmed before November's election? Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy weighs in on that, plus concerns over COVID and health care. And with November's election just a month away, Connecticut is expecting an overwhelming number of absentee ballots. Secretary of the State Denise Merrill fills us in on new legislation to speed up the process. And a new tool in the battle against COVID, contact tracing using your phone. Governor Lamont's chief operating officer has details on a deal with Apple and Google. It's all this Sunday, October 4th, 2020.
From Eyewitness News, Connecticut's most watched local political program, this is Face the State.
Good morning and welcome to Face the State. President Trump has chosen Amy Coney Barrett to be the next justice on the U.S. Supreme Court, and if confirmed, she would be Trump's third appointment to the highest bench. Senate Republicans want her confirmed right away, but Democrats don't want this rushed at all. Senator Chris Murphy joins us this morning. Senator Murphy, thank you for joining us here on Face the State.
Thanks for having me.
I think even the president said in the debate earlier this week that if Democrats were in power, they would do the same thing. Do you agree with that?
Well, what I know is that Republicans made a huge deal in 2016 that the Senate should never, ever confirm a justice in an election year. And in fact, they stole a Supreme Court seat from Barack Obama because with essentially 11 months left in his four-year term, they denied him a vote on Merrick Garland. That proved to be a lie. In fact, Republicans don't believe that you can't confirm a Supreme Court justice in an election year. They only believe that if there's a Democrat in power. And so, it is Republicans who have done an about face, who have dishonored themselves by going back on their word. We wanted to confirm Merrick Garland in February of 2016, and I think that Republicans should live by the standard that they set. And having unfortunately gone back on their word, it puts us in a really unenviable position in which the Senate now is just about a place in which you maximize the rules in order to achieve power rather than trying to, pay attention to any tradition or precedent, which is how the Senate used to work.
And I know we've all heard reports that Justice Ginsburg it was her wishes to wait until after the election. How heavy does that weigh in?
Well, let's just remember what a giant Justice Ginsburg was. Even before she reached the court, she was the national leader with respect to gender equality. She has changed the legal profession forever, and she's changed the lives of millions of Americans for the better. The fact of the matter is, this president has nominated someone who couldn't be more different than Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Amy Coney Barrett is a radical. She is going on to that court in order to destroy equal protection, in order to invalidate the Affordable Care Act. And I think, Justice Ginsburg probably knew that there would never be another in her model, but Amy Coney Barrett couldn't be more different.
What are your concerns with Justice Barrett?
Well, my primary concern is for the health care of the people of our state. We have 260,000 Connecticut residents who get their health care through the Affordable Care Act. And then we have about 1 million more who have pre-existing conditions who aren't paying more because of that pre-existing condition today, because of the Affordable Care Act. President Trump has said very clearly that he wants the Supreme Court to overturn the Affordable Care Act. He has brought a lawsuit that is pending right now before the Supreme Court. It is going to be considered a week after Election Day. The reason that President Trump is pushing Amy Coney Barrett through before the election in record time, rushing this vote, is so that she can be the deciding vote to overturn and invalidate the entirety of the Affordable Care Act. And that could likely happen by the end of the year or by the very beginning of 2021. That would be a humanitarian catastrophe in Connecticut if literally 250,000 residents in our state lost their insurance in the middle of a pandemic. And everybody with a cancer diagnosis, with diabetes, with heart disease, had their rates go through the roof when 10%, 20% of our workforce are out of work. That's what I worry about the most.
Are you concerned about Roe v. Wade? I mean, the issue over a woman's right to choose comes up almost in every election cycle. And so I think people are curious about that. I know that Justice Barrett has said that she doesn't put her personal feelings into how she rules on the bench. But is that credible?
Well, I mean, let's just be clear. Coney Barrett is 100% going to rule to criminalize abortion in this country. And she has 4 other justices who are likely to do the same. And so there's just no question that if she is put on the bench, Roe versus Wade will be overruled, and states once again will be allowed to put women in jail for exercising their full range of reproductive health benefits. Now, in Connecticut, in the short term, we may be able to continue to allow abortion to be legal. But what a Coney Barrett court will also do is allow the federal government to start restricting funds to states who keep abortion and access to abortion safe and legal. And so very soon, Connecticut could begin to pay the price for making sure that we protect a woman's right to choose in our state. That's what's coming. I mean, there's just no doubt about that. Whether it comes in January, February, or later in 2021, Roe versus Wade will be overturned by this court if Amy Coney Barrett is put on it.
And it is, if I'm not incorrect, unprecedented that 3 judges by 1 president in 4 years, correct?
Well, that may be the case. And if it's true, it's only because of the unprecedented decision by Mitch McConnell to deny a vote to Merrick Garland. Remember, the Supreme Court doesn't say that you only get to appoint justices for your first 3 years. Maybe we shouldn't be appointing justices when a vote is pending, and that's what's happening right now. We literally are voting as we speak for president. So maybe you shouldn't be putting a nominee on the court when votes are actually being cast for president. But in January or February of an election year, a president should still be able to elevate a new judge to the court. And the only reason Trump has been able to get 3 on the court in such a short period of time is because Mitch McConnell stole that pick from President Obama.
Right. And before we wrap things up, I mean, what's next? I mean, Democrats are trying to not rush this before the election, but the Senate is dead set on pushing this through. How likely is that with these confirmation hearings happening before November's election?
Well, I'm not giving up, and people who care about reproductive health or care about the Affordable Care Act shouldn't give up either. When President Trump was inaugurated, everybody said it was just a matter of time before the Affordable Care Act is repealed. Republicans have been talking about it for years. They finally had control of the White House, the Senate, and the House, but they couldn't repeal the Affordable Care Act through Congress. Why? Because the American public rose up and jammed the phone lines to the point that enough Republican senators gave up. And so we can do the same thing again. This vote has even bigger stakes. Yes, it is about repeal of the Affordable Care Act. That's what the court will do if Coney Barrett is confirmed. But it's also about background checks. It's also about a woman's right to choose. This country will be fundamentally changed if she is put on the court. And so if we have the same kind of uprising of citizens as we did back in 2017 around repeal of the Affordable Care Act, then I believe that we can stop this nomination from going forward.
Thank you, Senator Chris Murphy. I know you're in Washington. Things are busy there, but we appreciate you being on Face the State this morning.
Thanks a lot. Great to be with you.
And another battle is brewing. Can Connecticut handle what's expected to be an unprecedented number of absentee ballots in the November election? When we return, efforts to prevent results from being delayed. And of course, if you've missed some of our previous Face the State broadcasts, you can always watch YouTube.